I was just listening to a program from Tony Robbins where he was helping businesses, he was helping them solve challenges that they were facing in their business. And one of the things that he pointed to was this concept that he's taught before of the six human needs, that fundamentally we, as human beings, all have these six needs as like six of our core strongest motivators to take action, including making a buying decision. So we have these six human needs. And if a product or service taps into these, solves a problem or challenge that we're facing around one of these six human needs, we are much more likely to be interested in purchasing. So what are these six needs? I'm going to go through them really quick, and then I'm going to talk about them in the context of marketing and selling. So the first one he lists is certainty. And that's assurance that you can either avoid pain or gain pleasure. So we as humans, we always want to move away from pain and towards pleasure. And it's not even really like two separate things. It's two ends of a spectrum. And we always want to be moving away from pain and toward pleasure. And the more certain that we can be, whether that's financial pain or physical pain or health pain or like emotional pain or intellectual pain of not knowing something or whatever, like any kind of certainty that we can get, certainty of a better future, certainty of relief from past threats, certainty of security, certainty of all sorts of things. Like the more that we get certainty out of something, the more likely it is that we're going to grab onto it and want it. So if your product or service offers certainty, either avoiding pain or gaining pleasure, it's going to be appealing. Up next is uncertainty and variety, which seems like it's a contradiction, but so many times we get bored with if everything about our day-to-day life is the same. From day to day, from week to week, from month to month, year to year, we start to get bored. And so we'll start to do things to break out of the monotony, to break out of the boredom. And so we have this need for discovery of the unknown, of change, of new stimuli. In fact, when I think about this, I think about how the average American, I saw the stat recently, scrolls through, or the average Facebook user scrolls through the length of the Statue of Liberty every single day on Facebook, scrolling that infinite scroll. And what that is feeding is our need for the unknown, for new stimuli. Like we get a little dopamine hit from discovering what the next thing is and the next thing is and the next thing is on the infinite scroll. And that's part of why that's so powerful, is because you never know when you're scrolling what's going to come up next. And so we're drawn to this uncertainty. And so if you offer this, like it can be in the form of adventure, it can be in the form of like new experiences, of experiencing something new. Like that's absolutely like a complete different side of like the certainty equation. Significance. We want to feel unique. This is number 3. We want to feel unique, important, special, needed. We want to feel significant to somebody, to some group of people. We want to feel like a hero. We want to feel like a champion. We want to feel like our presence, our life matters. We want to feel like our contribution matters. We want to feel like, why do I care about the number of views and likes that I get on YouTube? Why do I care about the number of people on my email list? Why do I care about, like, of course, some of those things do translate into money, which is important. But also there is this feeling, even for things that don't necessarily translate into immediate money, to feel like I am making a significant contribution. And contribution is actually a different one, but to feel like my presence has significance in the life of someone else. Like I would be missed if I'm not here tomorrow. And this like need for significance does drive us to feel unique, to feel important, to feel special or needed. Then the next is connection and love. And this can be romantic love. It can also be non-romantic love. It can be a strong feeling of closeness or union with someone or something, to feel connected, to be connected to a group, to be part of a bigger whole, to be connected as part of a family, to be connected with an intimate lover, to be connected in other ways, to be connected to human beings is a critical human need that we have. Growth. We want to feel like we're expanding our capacity, our ability, our capabilities, our understanding, like we are constantly growing. We don't want to feel stagnant. And so even something like video games, which are designed to help you feel like you're achieving more and more. Or, for example, like I have a meditation app, Insight Timer, that actually gives you stars for the meditation. And there's somehow like this feeling that I'm growing by making sure my meditation streak goes longer and longer and longer, and I get more stars. And so this need for growth is being fulfilled in multiple ways, and there's multiple pieces of evidence that we can get for it. But that's something that we absolutely want. And finally, the sixth is contribution, a sense of service and focus on helping, giving to, and supporting others. So it's not just about like the significance is how other people feel about you, but significance can come through this other need of contribution. And that's like feeling like, oh, I did my part. I gave to a greater good. I was part of creating something bigger than me. I am giving of myself to make the world a better place. And so again, the six human needs here are certainty, uncertainty or variety, significance, connection and love, growth, and contribution. And if you can find a way that your product, your service helps people fulfill these needs. And I've often taught, like I teach problem, agitate, invalidate, solve, ask. It's like the ultimate selling story. It's like it's this underlying narrative. It's the hero's journey of story selling. I teach that as like this very fundamental structure for a selling message. And it starts with a problem, and a problem can also be an unfulfilled need. So if your prospect, if your market, if your the person that you're speaking with has an unfulfilled need in any one of these areas, they feel uncertain, they don't have enough variety in their life, they don't feel significant, they don't feel connected or like they're loved, they don't feel like they're growing, they don't feel like they're making a big enough contribution, and your product is the solution to that, then you can speak to that and you can pull through that formula of like, oh, I understand that you're not feeling emotionally connected with your partner. And I know how hard that can be, how alone this is agitation. It can make you feel just to not feel that sense of connection. And I'm sure that you've tried lots of things. I'm sure that you've read all the self-help books and all of that stuff. But maybe what you don't realize yet is this important aspect. And actually, if you're going to solve that connection issue, I have a solution for you, and this is what it is. And if you'd like to get started, here's how. So we walk through problem, agitate, invalidate, solve, ask, looking at like a lack of connection being what is that core problem. And the reality is, like, any given offer, any given prospect may have many of these that are influencing the final decision to make a purchase, make a buying decision, right? And the more you can speak to these, highlighting maybe the most powerful, but then supporting it with, for example, significance. Maybe I don't feel significant enough, but part of not feeling significant enough is the contribution. And part of why I want to feel significant is because I feel like I would feel more connected and loved by the people around me if I was significant, if my life was significant. And I want to feel more certain in my ability to achieve that significance. So there's like all these other factors playing into this core driver of significance. And it could be completely different depending on your offer, depending on your message. But if you are aware of these and you speak to them in your marketing, you do have an opportunity to connect with people on a deeper level. And when you connect with them like human to human, they're much more likely to take your recommendation for any action that they need to take in terms of product or service that they would need to buy. Now, there are like different ways to. Tony's model is a great model. I also have an article. I'll make sure to link to it. I'll include a couple links in the description. But I have an article on the 16 universal human desires that kind of come at the same idea that like we all are driven by a similar set of of motivators, of needs, of desires, and there's some overlap. The big idea is that almost everything in terms of products or services that we create are designed to satisfy these deeper needs and desires. And the more you can recognize the deeper needs and desires that your prospect has and speak to that, the easier it is for them to then take action on whatever like the tangible details of your product or service are, and purchasing that. So I hope this has been useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Click that like button so that you'll get more content like this in the future. Also, so the magical algorithms of the internet will share it with more people like you. If you know somebody who would get some value out of this, you can absolutely send it to them directly, share it with them directly, and make sure that you subscribe. You can follow me here. You can also go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com. The link is in the description to get more content from me Monday through Friday on marketing, copywriting, business building, selling and persuasion, and a whole lot more, including some self-development stuff too, that if you're a fan of Tony Robbins, you would probably get a lot of value out of as well. My name is Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Thanks for watching. I hope you have gotten a lot of value, and I look forward to seeing you again in your next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.